Namaste guys, ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Sunday morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time here in Denver, Colorado. I have my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, behind me. I have the Healing Angel behind me. I have my very special, amazing whiteboard behind me with all the magical things that I have to take care of over this 2008 period. Or 2000, I don't know why I said 2008. Oh, you know why? Because I was listening to songs that I was listening to around 2008. So, kind of makes sense. Anyways, so, I was thinking of a topic today that might be, that might be of interest to you guys. And nothing was coming to my mind. So I thought, well, why not come up with a topic that would be of interest to me? Sangeeta, Namaste. The topics we typically talk about here on this stream each and every day is energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality. So, to get a little bit, we can tie in some spirituality to this. So I'm looking for feedback, mostly from women, but guys that are watching this, feel free to throw out a picture or two. See, I'm trying to get some ideas of how to style my hair differently. I know it's a little bit different than our typical topics, but my hair past my shoulder at this point, my hair is super curly, but when you cut my hair to about this length, it becomes wavy. I don't know, it's a magic trick, it's a blessing in disguise, no idea. So what I want you guys to do is send me pictures. You can send the pictures in the comment section, you can send the pictures to me direct message, you can put the picture on Facebook and tag me on it, of pictures of haircuts or hairstyles or hair designs that you think would be appropriate for this face. I have a square jaw. That's kind of funny. What else? And I have a guy in town who's been styling hair for 20 years. The guy's a master. If you saw a stream I did probably about 2 months ago, I talked about this particular stylist. His name's Jason in Denver, Colorado, and he works in downtown Denver at a hair salon. The guy's a master at what he does. He gave me so many nuggets of wisdom just in 10 minutes of being with him right off the bat. But I'm looking for some ideas, some suggestions, some styles that might be cool, because a lot of the work that I do is public, right? You guys see me do these streams every day. I have an active YouTube channel. Beja, Namaste. Elizabeth, Namaste. So I'm always throwing myself out there with my face. And I realized, as I look over some of my older videos, some of the videos I liked and some of the videos I didn't like, I realized, you know what? My hair looks good in that video and people can focus on the message. But if my hair looks bad or all over the map, it takes away from the message. People get distracted. So that's what marketing is all about. Marketing is the packaging around the product or service. Now, if the packaging is not pretty, people won't buy the product or service. If the packaging is pretty, they're most likely to buy it. Even if the product or service is crappy, if the packaging is nice, they'll buy it. So I'm looking for some help from you guys out there, specifically women, because 80% of my clients are women, and most women are more up to date with current fashion trends and hairstyles than men are, just the way it is. And yeah, I probably wouldn't get my advice from a man on a good hairstyle. So you guys let me know, throw it out there. I'd be very interested in hearing your feedback. Show me pictures. Don't give me like comments, because I'm not gonna understand like, oh, you should cut it a little bit here, you should layer it this way, you should spike it out, you should shave this part. No. Just send me a picture. Send me a picture, it'll be way, way easier. So, how can we tie in hair to spirituality? And keep in mind, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual, because everything physical, everything that we see, comes from the spiritual world, comes from the non-physical, comes from the transcendent unified field. So hair, there's two different thought processes around hair in two of the major world religions. So in Buddhism, you notice a lot of the monks are bald. A lot of the monks are bald. Why is that? Well, one of the reasons is by shaving off all your hair holds thought forms. So when you're thinking all day long, thinking about errands you have to run, people you have to connect to, obligations you have to take care of, things that are always on your mind, those thought forms get impregnated in the hair follicles. So have you ever noticed when you get a haircut, you tend to what? You tend to feel lighter, which on one sense, physically you are lighter, not by very much, but you're also mentally lighter because those thought forms are heavy and congested and can affect the way that you think. So if you have long hair, you can either shave it all off and not deal with it, or from the Hindu perspective, and some of my Hindu followers can verify this or correct me if I'm inaccurate with something, is that the philosophy is to deal with the thought forms. So they will grow their hair very, very long in order to deal with the thought forms, and long hair is connected to Kundalini energy, which I'm still learning the nuances to that. So I'm just kind of planting a seed, not only for you guys, but also for myself. But it's somebody working through the thought forms that they're dealing with and being consciously cleansing of those thought forms throughout the day, the weeks, the months, etc. So you notice a lot of sadhus or Indian yogis, Suzanne, Namaste, have very, 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 very long hair. Some of it is so long it goes past their butt, and then when they wrap it up like this. Right, so you'll see Harita, Namaste, you'll see pictures of Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva, who else? Mostly Lord Shiva will have their hair wrapped up in a spiral. So 2 modes of thinking, 2 schools of thought. Buddhism, take all the hair off. Hinduism, grow it out and deal with it. So I've chosen for the past, this is about, I've gone to the stylist maybe 3 or 4 times over the past 3 years, and they only take maybe a half an inch off, right? The loose ends, things like that. But in general, this is, Kathy, Namaste. In general, this length took me about, 2019 now? So this took me over 3 years to grow. So if you guys have seen other streams I've done in the past, or you've seen other pictures of me, my hair was actually very, very short, because I'm the kind of person that my hair doesn't work if it's in the middle without using product. If my hair is in the middle of growing, meaning it's not too short and it's not too long, it's right in the middle, it's super crazy. It doesn't look right. So I have to either use gel or that's it. I have to keep it shorter all the time. I have to keep it long all the time. So again, my request to each and every one of you guys watching, send me a picture of a hairstyle that you think would be appropriate. Ashley, bring in the heat. Namaste. How are you, dear? Send me a picture, preferably in the stream. Send me a picture of a hairstyle that you think would be appropriate. Lord Buddha also had many hair curled up. Ah, yes. Yeah, which is actually a very interesting point, Minnie. So when you think about that, why do most Buddhist practitioners have no hair? The snake, Kundalini. Why do they have no hair, right? Because you don't see that in Hinduism. You don't see that with Amanda, Namaste. You don't see that with many yogis shaving their hair off. I mean, let's see. You had Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, who was bald. He shaved his head. And he was a yogi. Yeah, there's probably more about this that I haven't studied extensively because it's not a focal point, obviously. But that being said, any pictures that you can send of hairstyles that you think would be appropriate for this face, for this jawline, for this hair type, by all means let me know, and I'll send it to my boy in Denver, and I'll be like, make me look like this. What else? Well, I got you beautiful souls on here. What else? What other questions, comments, concerns, challenges, topics, things that you would like to talk about? It's a beautiful day in here in Denver. It's a little cloudy. It's weird. It's like there's a part of the sky that's cloudy and then the rest of it's bright blue with brilliant sun coming down. I have 2 of the windows open, so letting some fresh energy in and out of the place. I reorganized. You guys check this out. I reorganized my space. This is where all the magic happens. And there's my year calendar right there on the wall. So those are all the important dates, retreats, workshops, purification, spiritual practices that I do throughout the year to keep myself honest and to keep myself on point. So Amanda says, how do you use the healing angel behind you during healing? Yes. Well, there's only so much I can talk about this in a public forum, but Amanda plants an amazing seed for each and every one of us that are on the stream today. But I'll leave it to you like this. I'm trying to get Master in the frame here. That these posters, the Healing Angel poster, the poster of Master Choa, this is reverse viewing here. Sylvia, namaste. And the different posters that we use in pranic healing, they are consecrated or blessed. What does consecrated mean? Consecrated means there is a intentional connection, strengthened connection between that object and the divine. That object and the divine. So how can we look at this from the perspective of relationships? Okay, so when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have a cord coming from one of your chakras going to one of their chakras going to one of your chakras. So you have two cords of energy being transferred back and forth between you and the other person, right? So there's a link, right? Now, if you cut those links and you remove the energy, does that mean the person no longer exists? No. Does that mean the person no longer exists in your life? To a degree, right? So how, if you want to improve the quality of that relationship, how do you do it? You strengthen the connection, you strengthen the links between you and the other person, right? And that is taught in different classes in pranic healing. So it's the same thing, that this poster in and of itself has energy. Do you want to tag? Yes. It says, do I want to tag a random person that I kind of know on this video? Yes. So in and of itself, does the Healing Angel poster have a special connection to the divine? To a degree, yes. But there are techniques to strengthen the connection of that poster to certain energies. So if this is a healing angel poster, what kind of energy is it connected to? Healing energy. Very specific healing energy, right? So all of the posters that we use in pranic healing are not just static things that we hang up on our walls that look nice or make us think good thoughts and have good feelings, right? They're very specific in our practices. So there are ways to access the energies of these posters. And I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole because I'm not authorized to share a lot of the knowledge about the posters. But Amanda asked the question. You guys that are watching it are karmically entitled to hear the message, or people who are watching the replay are karmically entitled to hear the message. And all I'm doing is planting the seed within the consciousness of each and every one of you that these posters, and not just pranic healing posters, but I'm talking about things that are connected to the divine specifically with specific intentions and reasons, have certain energies. So it was actually very funny. I said to somebody one time who was asking about the poster, I said, will you be at the New Jersey retreat? Absolutely. I will see you there. I'm going to both retreats, the Mahwah, New Jersey retreat and the San Diego retreat in California, with the masters, Master Glenn, Master Marilag, Master Hector, Master Nona, Master Ko, and then Master Ko, Master Glenn, Master Marilag. And obviously on the East Coast, Master Glenn and Master Marilag are there as well. So I said, just be still. And this person isn't super sensitive. I said, just be still. And we're going to experiment. right? We're going to have an experience of this technique using the poster. I didn't tell her anything about the poster. I said, just be still, and we're going to try something. And she goes, okay. And so I did the technique that I've been trained in of how to use these posters, right? And she was like gone within a few seconds. It didn't take 30 minutes. It didn't take 5 minutes. Within a few seconds, she was gone. And then brought her back to her body. How are you? And she's like, what was that? Like, what did you do? Right? And obviously, I'm not going to be discussing too much detail of the technique because, you know, that's what you would learn in the higher classes of pranic healing or hatha yoga. But this is a great, 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 great priceless tool that we can use in pranic healing to help people heal, because that's the path that pranic healers and our hatha yogis are part of is called the path of the bodhisattva, the path of compassion and mercy. So that's why we are healers. That's part of what our souls agreed to, even though our personalities and our egos and our lower nature will have a tendency of fighting that if we haven't done enough purification. But the higher soul will always win, regardless of the personality. It's like, oh, you don't want to learn your lesson in this lifetime with this body and this life circumstances? Great. No more body. And then the energy, it pours itself into another body, and you have another opportunity. So the goal is for us to be in greater alignment with the higher self, not the other way around. So Sylvia says, what level of Hatha yoga do you learn it? Most of the higher teachings are taught at the Hatha yoga retreats, so it's not necessarily connected to a level. And it is also when you happen to have that lucky moment of being around one of the master pranic healers or one of the senior instructors. You're sitting at a table, you're having lunch or you're having dinner, and you're overhearing conversation, or you're interacting and asking questions, and you just happen to ask that right question at the right time in the right way, and then all of a sudden something's presented to you. Something's opened up to you. A nugget is shared with you that will transform your life. So I was lucky enough in my early years of pranic healing to have a very advanced practitioner mentor me directly over that time. Sorry, Master. Not trying to get you cut out of the spot here. So I was lucky enough to have somebody share with me and guide me and help me and assist me in the higher practices and teachings. Now, one could say this person was giving you information too quickly when you weren't ready for it. That could be one level of truth. The other level of truth was I was karmically entitled to know those things and to practice those things to help other people, right? You will learn lots in New Jersey, lots and lots and lots in New Jersey. I would recommend having 3 questions. Jessica, I'm going to say, I would recommend, Sylvie, having 3 questions that you really, really, really want to have answered in your life. Whether it's related to your spiritual practice, whether it's related to energy healing, whether it's related to your life's purpose, whether it's related to a health issue, whether it's related to a relationship issue, whatever it is, just 3. Don't overwhelm yourself and don't overwhelm the people you're interacting with, but ask for resolution and clarity and understanding of those 3 areas, and then when you go to the retreat, something will happen. You'll have the right conversation, you'll meet the right person, the right thing will be said from the stage, you'll get an answer in your meditation, and you can get the most value out of the retreat. And it's very interesting because I've been studying spirituality for almost 20 years, and I've been a professional energy healer for almost 15 years, and I have attended a lot of seminars and a lot of workshops inside and outside of pranic healing. And in my humble opinion, nothing even comes close to an Hatha yoga retreat. Nothing. It's so well organized. It's so well done. There's so much richness, and you get fed on every level. Physically fed, literally, right? There's high quality food there. So you get physically fed. You get emotionally purified and fed. You get mentally purified and fed. And then you obviously get spiritually purified and fed. And so at the end of even a few hours, you're like, I'm so glad that I came. One of my ex-girlfriends that attended a retreat last year, she said, she was always wondering, she kept asking me questions. She goes, why do you spend so much money going to these retreats? Why do you spend so much money going to these retreats? Because she wanted to go to the beach. She wanted to go on some vacation, staying at a nice Airbnb or a nice hotel. And she was always wondering that. Like, why don't we stay at these nice places? Why do you spend all this money going to a weekend-long retreat? What's the value you get out of it? Now, I do this because this is part of my profession, right? I also do this because it's part of my life's purpose. Patty, I'm a namaste. But she was lucky enough and privileged enough to attend an Hatha Yoga retreat last year. Her first hour, not the whole weekend, but her first hour attending the retreat, she said, now I know why you go to these things. The first hour. Autumn, I'm a namaste. You're late to the party, girl. Isn't that amazing? The first hour. So if you're an outsider, meaning if you're a person who isn't practicing pranic healing, isn't practicing our Hatha Yoga, and doesn't understand the practices in general and specifically, and you're an outsider looking in, it doesn't make sense. You're like, why would you spend all this time and money with a bunch of people where you're sitting with your eyes closed, right? That's their perception. Sitting with your eyes closed. Why would you spend all this time and money in being in a chair for 14 hours a day, right? Because you're sitting, the classes are very long. They take up a lot of the day. You're not sitting down for 14 hours, but you're in a room for 14 hours at least, right? And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you spend all that time and money, right? But when you have the experience, all the dots are connected. It makes perfect sense, right? That's why I've been regularly attending retreats for at least 14 years. I've been to over 50 retreats in my life. So at least 14 years I've been doing retreats. And each one of them is priceless in their own right. And each one of them will transform you in a way that you are ready, willing, and able to receive. And most of them you can't even comprehend. Right? So what makes me sad, if I could add an element of sadness, are the people who go to a retreat and don't go back to a retreat. Because the shift could be so profound for them that it takes them years to assimilate the energy, years to transform themselves with what they learned and experienced in the retreat. But I have certain friends in pranic healing or Hatha Yoga that we don't go to just one retreat a year or 2 retreats a year, but we'll go to 3, 4 retreats a year, every single year, right? Because we're kind of energy junkies and we can't get enough. So I like people to go to a few retreats for them to really go deep and go, wow, I can really use the technologies and techniques and practices in this weekend to transform the rest of my life. Right? Because it's not a rah-rah, get motivated for a few days and then fall off the wagon, right? That's not what it's about. It's about deeply transforming your life. So, I hope that helps. Again, as we started today's stream off, please send me a picture of a man's hairstyle that you think would be appropriate for this face, for this hair type, for this skin tone. Let me know. I would love to see it. My next goal is ashram, Punai. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, there's people who did the... I knew a couple people who went to MCKS's ashram in India, and it was a year-long program where basically you meditate all day long with advanced spiritual practices, then you do healing for the rest of the day as service, and that's it. So you sleep, eat, meditate, and heal for an entire year. So think about how quickly one could develop. You could purge lifetimes of karma in 1 year. Now, everyone that I know that has gone through that program, it has been extraordinarily intensive. Because yes, you're healing people, but you're also accelerating your karma tremendously by doing advanced practices and by doing lots and lots and lots of healing. So that is not for everybody. At some point in this incarnation, I would like to do that. I would actually like to go to India for a year, and just do my higher practices, heal all day long, and become a better healer, become a better instrument of God. And who knows? Who knows what would happen after that year? Who would you become? How would you perceive the world? I haven't talked to any of the people who have gone through the whole program. I've talked to people entering the program. I've talked to people who are in the program, and people who had to leave the program because of its intensity. I've never met anyone who's done the program for an entire year and what their feedback was. So that would be kind of interesting to find out. Anyways, guys, if you are in need of healing, speaking of, go to ChristianRLong.com. Why didn't I just do that earlier? I just had to rotate it like that. Go to ChristianRLong.com/services. Sign up for a distant pranic healing session with me. 30 minutes of coaching, 30 minutes of healing. I work with Arhatic yogis, from beginner Arhatic yogis to advanced Arhatic yogis, pranic healers, non-pranic healers, people with severe ailments, people with basic ailments, all kinds of things. Yeah, get it, Minnie. And I hope you're doing well, and I look forward to connecting with you guys very, very soon. I'll talk to you tomorrow because we do these live streams each and every day, Monday through Friday. I mean, that wouldn't make sense. Monday through Monday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So this is Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.